Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is David Windsor, and for those of you that don't know, I'm a general contractor here in the beautiful town of Park City, Utah. It has been snowing like crazy. We are at over 400% of normal snowfall average this year. It has been insane. They say it's one of the biggest snowfall years we've had in 4 decades, which is really hard to believe. I've lived here my whole life, so I've lived here for 4 decades, and it's an incredible amount of snow. And of course, I loved it when I was a kid. I'm a big skier, and now I'm dealing with it with construction. 2 steps, 1 step forward, 2 steps back type thing. But as always, you can go over to davidwindsor.com, get your free downloadable templates. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this YouTube channel with one of your friends today. That's all I ask in exchange. Leave some comments below. Today, I just want to talk about something simple: humility, being humble enough to ask where and how you can grow, how you can improve, how you can get better. You know, as a contractor, you're always learning stuff. Every single house is new. You know, you're doing radiant heat on one house. The next house, like, you know, we're doing snow melt where the driveway's heated. You know, we're doing grinder pumps, sewer ejector pumps. You know, we don't do crawl spaces out here. We got big buildings with, you know, big walls and 25-foot tall concrete walls and yada, yada, yada. Every job site is different, so you're always going to be encountering new things. You'll be installing your first elevator for the first time, your first floating staircase, your first entertainment system. Whatever level you're doing, you're always going to be doing something different. So be humble enough to ask questions and to learn from people that are doing it other than you. And not only contractors, but where I like to learn from is architects, because we're in bed with architects for an entire year when we're building a new house. And if you're doing remodels, you may or may not be in bed with architects a lot, but if you're doing new construction, you're in bed with the architect a lot, and you're in constant communication with those architects. And one of the things I like to do, you know, I'm on the phone, I check in with my architects every other week and just say, hey man, just checking in, seeing how we're doing, seeing how we can get better, seeing what we can do to make your life easier. And I had this conversation with an architect that we're working with last night. We're doing a couple projects with this guy, and I just said, hey, I'm constantly trying to get better. We're trying to grow as a team. We're trying to understand how we can grow as a general construction company, and how we can make not only your life, but our client's life better. And, you know, architects are working with hundreds of builders over their career. And so I said to him, what are some of the things that other architects, or excuse me, what are some of the things that other builders are doing on their jobs that you really enjoy and makes your life easier that we're not doing? And he gave me a couple things, and one of them had to do with selections, you know, just the way we organize our selections, the way we communicate the selections, and the way we make sure that everybody is on the same page with the selections. And that was just a good piece of advice for me. And so he was telling us the way we could have gotten better was with that particular piece of things. And he said, he goes, I work with this one builder, and this is how he organizes it. And he showed me a spreadsheet, and he said, this is what he does. And that was extremely, extremely helpful to us, because now I had a visual of what other people are doing, what other builders are doing. And, you know, I spent most of my morning building a spreadsheet, kind of doing that, because once again, I want to get better. And if I'm asking for someone for feedback and they say, here's the feedback, you know, here's how you can get better, then I'm going to take that piece of advice and I'm going to run with it. I'm going to make sure that I don't take it for granted. I'm getting advice from a professional architect who deals with professional builders. And if there's a builder doing something that's really helping the architect out, helping the client out, makes everyone's life easier, that we're not doing, I want to adopt that. I want to learn. And you should be doing the same. You should always be humble enough to learn from other people, other builders, other contractors, other architects. You should be humble enough, even subcontractors, anybody that's doing stuff that makes your life easier, or things that they do implement in their systems. You should learn from that. Take pages from everybody's book. You know, if you're going to build something great, you got to learn from other people. You can't do it on your own. So don't be too full of yourself or your business as your, quote, the boss, and you make the rules, and this is the way we run our company, and our way is the right way. That's incorrect. Your way may be a good way, but it may not be necessarily the right way all the time. And so you just got to get focused and figure out how you as a contractor can be humble enough to ask questions, learn from other people, and grow from that information, because that information is extremely important. And that's important when you're trying to grow a construction company, because ultimately at the end of the day, you know, we're only as good as our biggest weakness, you know. And so if you're weak in a lot of categories, you need to be humble enough to recognize that, to learn from that, and get better from that. And one of the ways you can do that is get information from architects, builders, other people that have been there, interior designers, people that are doing it before and after you. And yeah, that's all I got, so I got a piece of advice yesterday, how we can get better with our selections and our process with the selections. And, I saw the visual of how we can do it and what we can do. And that was enough for me to move forward and kind of adopt this principle and make sure that we use that in this company moving forward. So I really appreciate learning from other people, and I think you should take the time to do the same. So if you're working with architects, your subcontractors, your owners, reach out to them and just be humble enough and say, hey, we're growing a business. We're trying to build this business. We're trying to get better. I want some honest feedback. What are we doing great? What are we doing bad? How can we grow? What are things you've seen in the past that you like? And how can we get better? And we're all here to grow as a team. And at the end of the day, if that architect's going to give you real advice, it's only going to make his life easier, because if you adopt those principles that he says makes his life easier, then you're obviously in turn making his job a lot more efficient and easier to work with. So just be humble, just ask questions, figure out how you can grow. And that's all I got for you. I got a telephone call coming in. And as always, go over to davidwindsor.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. And I appreciate you guys very much. Thanks again. Have a great day. Bye.